Hey, what is up, guys? We are here with the Arbiter character breakdown. If you haven't seen the character breakdown videos before, we talk about a character's notable normals, special moves, linkers, enders, instinct, as well as a basic game plan. Arbiter is pretty okay on his feet, actually. The walk speed's faster than you think. He has an okay forward and back dash, just a little hop there. His jump is a little floaty, but he has some good stuff out of it besides his normals. He has some pretty okay buttons that he can hit that do different things. And we'll get into that in just a little bit when we talk about his combo trait, but let's talk about his normals. He has some pretty far normals to help him reach you, right? So he has medium punch and heavy punch. These are really big buttons, and they also lead to target combos. So he has medium punch target combo, medium punch heavy, heavy punch medium punch, or heavy heavy. Now these are all special cancelable on the first or second hit. You can even hit confirm them really easily. If you see the first two hits hit, you can just be like, oh, it hit, shadow move. And you can combo off that, so that's a pretty good way to start combos and look for stuff. You can also go into, you know, whatever special move you want on the ground. You can also even go into command throw from there and catch your opponent. You can even do that on the first hit. You don't even have to do a second hit of the target combo. You can just go for the first hit, right? And that works on hit or block. So those are his big mid-range buttons, his medium and heavy. These are buttons that you're going to hit a lot. They're very good. He also has light punch, light kick, target combo, looks like that. Now light kick is actually a flip out. So if I start a combo here and I flip my opponent out and I do this target combo, you'll see there's the flip out. So standing light kick flip out, that's really great for mix up for Arbiter. He has some pretty tough to deal with mix ups. I already showed that he has a command throw that he can do. He has a regular throw. He has some pretty good overhead and low options, and we'll get into those in just a second. So other normals, standing medium kick. This is the big boot, takes up pretty good space. You can special cancel it as well. Crouching medium kick, same kind of thing. The problem with crouching medium kick is that it launches your opponent. So if I do something like this, then my opponent's obviously going to go flying in the air. Now there are ways to combo off that, but it sort of has to be set up. And I'll get into that in a second. Forward medium kick is this big boot that's a wall bounce. So you can combo off of it like that. Another thing to note about this is that it's special cancelable. It's not the greatest on block, so if you want to make it a little better, you can maybe cancel into a shadow or cancel into a move that's a little safer on block. So those are basically your options off of that. That's forward medium kick. He has down forward heavy kick. This is one of your anti-airs, as well as crouching heavy punch. They have different hitboxes, so they're gonna anti-air different ranges, but this is probably gonna be your option for farther jumps. Probably gonna use that one. Forward heavy kick is this overhead here. This is special cancelable, so it starts combos. This is, you know, pretty good overhead option. Has pretty decent range as well. And that is it for just his regular normals, right? Because he has a few special ones. So all three punches is his grenade. If you just hit all three punches regularly, he throws a grenade. It's pretty far, right? And just like you'd expect from the Halo games, it will stick to your opponent. That's forward plus 3 punches. And that's back plus 3 punches. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if I walk over to the grenade, they can hit me. So Arbiter is susceptible to his own grenades. So if I stick him with a thing here, then we could both get hit by it. One other thing to note, if you look in the bottom left, is that these grenades will recharge. So you cannot just go around throwing them all the time and always expecting to have infinite grenades. It slowly recharges over time. Now, also, again, if you wanted to see any of this information, you could just go to the command list and you'll find it here. They have info about the Carbine. They have all the info about all the special moves and all that kind of stuff. The plasma grenade, all that. So if you wanted to check that out, definitely look at that. Besides that, his Carbine has 18 bullets, and they are gone forever once you use them. So if you, in the first round, for instance, if you're just feeling it and you fire all 18 of these bullets, then they're gone, and you don't have any for the rest of the match. So you have to conserve these. And these are done by using the heavy kick button, which is also the right trigger. Now you can fire them in bursts of 3 if you want. You can fire them in the air and they'll combo. You can do stuff like this and then land and combo. That's pretty cool. So you can do cool stuff like that. You can also hold down plus the gun and shoot it up in the air in a burst of 3. But you only have a limited number of shots, so you have to be careful about what you spend it on, right? So stuff like this is pretty good because you can land and do that, but you want to be careful about how many bullets you're spending. Also, just look up a Jago's health bar real quick. The damage on these things is good. If you start chaining these things together, it does some good damage. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And these also have other uses. So anytime you do something like throw, if I hit 3 punch, I'll stick a grenade to my opponent. Same thing if I do throw and I hit the right trigger. I can add some bullets on there for some extra damage. Now you can do that off of regular throw, you can do that off of command throw, you can do that off of his enders. So this really is a thing that you're gonna go to a lot. So I do an ender there, I hit 3 punch, there's the grenade, maybe do something like that, recapture, boom, into the combo, another grenade. Maybe I'll do a regular throw this time, and then recapture again, etc. So the grenades are really strong, right? Recapture, they're really good for setups. You can do them off of all his enders and his command throw and stuff like that. So yeah, and same thing with the gun. If your opponent maybe has like 20% life, and you hit them with a command throw, it's not quite enough. You want to use the bullets there to add on that extra little bit of damage. So those things are very useful, and they're going to be core to Arbiter's gameplays. This mix-up mid-range character who is really strong. When you get these grenades on somebody, it's dangerous, man. They really have to think about their life and what's going on. So those are the grenades and the gun. There's also a reversal you can do with grenades, which is down plus 3 kicks. Or is it 3 punch? That's right, yeah. Down plus 3 punch, and it's an explosion. It hurts Arbiter as well. Now, what you have to keep in mind about this is you see that it knocks me down. You have to quick rise this. If you don't quick rise, your opponent's going to quick rise it and then walk up to you and pressure you while you're just lying on the floor. So you don't want to spend that grenade and some of your health not to get away from this situation. So down plus 3 punch. And if you don't quick rise, you'll see you hit the ground and it takes forever. So make sure you just hit the buttons real quick and stand back up. So that is one of his reversals. Besides that, he has a few special moves. I think we already showed off some of them, but I'll talk about them. Mercy's Demise is quarter circle forward punch. Not very safe on block, but it covers a lot of distance. There's a shadow move version of this as well. You're going to use this in combos pretty often. Looks just like that. Now, this is a move that you can do pretty far off a lot of your normals. You'll do it off of stuff like that. You'll do it off of, you know, just medium punch into it, all that kind of stuff. I showed off earlier that if you have a grenade, you can do something like low medium kick into this, and it'll launch them, and then you can combo off of it. So yeah, Mercy's Demise, one of your main combo moves. You'll use it pretty often. Truth Seeker is quarter circle back punch. This is actually 0 on block, the light version, and the heavy version is plus. Same with the medium. This is a lunging overhead from full screen. It starts a combo as well, so you can do whatever combo you want from there. It's really good. So this also has a shadow version. That is projectile invincible and goes really far, as you can see. Yeah, it goes pretty much full screen there, so you got to watch out for that. Quarter circle back kick is Prophet's Bane. That's the light version. Heavy version has more range on it. It's his command throw. You can do the EX version, and you can hold it, and whenever you let go, you appear. That seems really strong just by how you look at it, but your opponent can just like jump away and, you know, get away from it. It's not like the most dangerous thing on the planet, but it's pretty good if you see your opponent go for something. And if you just let it go instantly, it takes about that long. So yeah, and again, you can cancel your grenades or your gunshots off of that. So as far as enders go, or actually there's one more special move we should probably talk about. I guess this isn't a combo move, but I'll bring it up because it's really important. His energy shield is quarter circle forward and 2 kicks. Now, you can see in the upper left there, my overshield is powered up right there. This will eat projectiles. So if my opponent throws a projectile, you can see there, Arbiter didn't really care. He sort of just took it to the face there, didn't really mind. You can just walk through it. Now, this counts as extra life. So what Arbiter wants to do pretty much whenever he's getting around the screen is spend his shadow meter on this shield so he can walk through and do stuff like that. And this is great for him. It allows him to get through projectiles easier. He can just walk through. It's very, very strong. So you're going to want to use that a lot. Now, you can probably guess this has some uses with grenade, because if I have my shield up, grenade no longer affects me. I can just walk through it. So this means that I don't have to be scared about walking up and doing stuff like that or whatever, right? And the grenade's going to explode. I don't really mind because my energy shield is up. Same thing with my reversal, down plus 3 punch. Not so scary now that I have energy shield, right? And that's all extra life. So again, you want to pretty much always spend, if you have 2 meters, you always want to spend 1 on energy shield at least. So energy shield is very, very, very strong. As far as enders go, Mercy's Demise is a hard knockdown ender. It looks like that. And again, I mentioned that you can use these enders and always tack on a grenade or tack on some bullets, and that is the case. You can also, he also has Truth Seeker, which is quarter circle back. This is a hard knockdown ender if you just let it go. But it is also a ground bounce ender. As you saw there, it pops them up, and you can do stuff like throw grenade, flip them out, throw them again, grenade explodes, continue your combo, etc. So Truth Seeker ender, you're going to be using that pretty often. His command throw ender, Prophet's Bane, is damage ender. Even though it's a damage ender, you can still tack on a grenade at the end or some bullets if you want. So that's your maximum damage right there. Pretty good stuff. So you can see the utility is there. For all his enders, he can tack on grenades or bombs for some extra damage. Now, Instinct. This makes his overshield instantly full, and it will recharge. So if you get hit by anything, it's going to recharge over time. You also get access to a parry, which is heavy punch and heavy kick at the same time. So if I go ahead and have Jago play back that fireball. You can see I can parry it there, and I won't take any damage. You can also parry stuff like shadow moves. I have not tried to parry a shadow move, but I'm gonna try it. Here we go. Well, I had to let my instinct come back, but okay, relax, Jago. All right, I'm gonna try to parry it. Oh, I'm sick. All right, so yeah, you can parry shadow moves as well, and go for punishes or whatever you want. So you can parry projectiles, parry shadow moves. You can also parry while you're in the air. It doesn't just have to be on the ground. So if you jump and you see a fireball and you're like, oh well, I'm dead, you can just parry it in the air. That's really strong as well. So yeah, that is his instinct, and you can imagine that's really strong because when you have full overshield all the time, that means you now have extra life. You now have the ability to go through your opponent's projectiles. You now have the ability to go through your grenades whenever you want, right? So he is pretty straightforward in terms of his mid-range, right? He wants to hit this button and this button. He has pretty straightforward combo moves, but the thing that makes him different and difficult is this resource management, right? Trying to manage your bullets, trying to manage your grenade, trying to manage energy shield, that kind of stuff is not easy. And one thing to keep in mind too is that this energy shield, the core circle forward 2 kicks, is amazing for when you want to get in with stuff like this. Because on block right there, that saves you from being unsafe off that energy sword, and on hit, you can actually just combo and go into whatever you want. So popping this energy shield is going to be a good... Oh, whoops. Popping this energy shield is going to be a good idea pretty much off of whatever you do. Because it's very strong. And like I mentioned, you can even do it off stuff like that and then, you know, go up for pressure or whatever you want. It's very good. So you got to really manage your shields, your grenades, your bullets. It's a lot to think about, but it's really fun when you get it right, and it's very good. So that's the Arbiter character breakdown. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again soon.